hope your day is going wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a super cute card. Now there is a open house spring collection that just arrived, actually just one die set, and it is meant to coordinate with the open house door base. I've created a project with this in the past, and I'll link that video at the end if you guys want to check it out. But this door is so pretty, and I like that there is a nice spring themed set that you can coordinate with it. So we're going to create a card today using this set and this set. Let's start by doing a little bit of die cutting, and we're going to use some cardstock here. Kind of have all my pieces and the colors that I want to use. I want to use some nice bright springy colors. For my door I want to go orange. This is persimmon. And the cardstock that I'm using is all Color Essential cardstocks. But we're going to take the door, and if I can remove the tape here. And then there's little inserts too that you can add to cut out windows, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to cut out the little grid ones too. We'll take these down. Okay. With the white cardstock, we're going to do die cutting with, I'm going to die cut out this. On the bottom of the door base, let me show you here in the picture, you can add panels with the door base. So that's what I'm going to do. Die cut that, two of these out with white cardstock. And of course we're going to die cut out the bunny. The bunny, here's the little bunny's head. The eyes and the nose die cut out. And you have the body and the two arms. And then you also have the pink areas of the bunny. And I like that it's separate and it's all together. And I'm going to use a Copic marker on my cardstock. This is R20. And this is what I'm going to do. I will die cut this out since I want all those areas pink. Makes it easy. What else? And lots of flower petals. I love these flower petals. It comes two per petal, and then it creates that really pretty etched flower here. You can go half flower, full flower, quarter flower. I'm just going to go crazy and die cut out a whole bunch of these because I'm not sure how full I want that flower to be. Okay, now, so that's all of the die cutting we're going to do with the white. I have two different shades of green. We have Peridot and Rainforest. And we are going to cut out the leaves with the Peridot, the stem with Rainforest. And I'm going to tack these down so I don't lose them. And then we're going to take the wreath, and I'm going to die cut out once with the Peridot, once with the Rainforest. So we have two different wreaths. I like to layer them together to have that color variant. So that's all we're going to do with the green. I have a piece of the gold mirror cardstock. I'm going to die cut out the doorknob and the envelope mailbox. It's not really an envelope, it's the mailbox. And we'll take this and die cut that out. And then we have the mat. There's a welcome mat in the main set, but there's also one in the spring set, open house spring set. I'm going to take some gray cardstock and die cut out the mat and the Hoppy Day with a pale gray cardstock. And I went through my scraps with this, so I don't have a name for this. It's like a mid-tone gray. And then I also have a darker gray, and we're going to take the base. Actually, I'm going to die cut out this base with white cardstock. That way our Hoppy Day shows behind us. And then there's this piece here. It's meant to go on the bottom of your mat to give it a little dimension. I'll take that die cut out with darker gray cardstock. I have 2 different shades of purple, and we're going to use that for the flower centers. I have Purple Mist, and then we have the darker purple is Royal Amethyst. I'm going to die cut out a background with the darker purple, Royal Mist, and then I'm going to take, this is a little polka dotted detail piece. We're going to add that, and then we'll add our little circle over the top. And die cut out a detailed flower center. And we'll layer both of these together to create a 2-tone flower center. So I have a lot of die cutting to do. I'm going to save time on the video and run these through my Platinum 6 machine. And when I'm all done die cutting, I will get back. I'm going to get busy. Okay, for the most part, my die cutting is done. So we're going to set these aside. This is a real pretty window topper too. So I'm not going to use that today, but I thought it was really pretty. Okay, I have my door. Let's put our door together. And I want some white behind here. So I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to use my tape runner. If you wanted to put acetate behind the door, you could. But I'm just going to go simple because we have a lot of putting together to do. I'm going to go ahead and add my little window panes on the inside of my door. Then I want to add the blocks that go on the bottom of the door here. Let's zoom in so you can see it a little better. Now I'm going to add my mailbox. If you wanted to pop that up with foam adhesive, you could. And there is a little slit in it too. So you could tuck some letters. Let me show you. You can see. If you wanted to tuck some letters in there, you could, which is really cute. In my last video, I did that. Put that right in between our door there. And then we'll add our doorknob. My door is done. Now we need to add our wreath. I'm going to layer the lighter green, the peridot, on top of my rainforest. It's going to make the wreath fuller. And it's also going to, I'm going to tie a ribbon, a bow around there. Okay, let's add our bow, our wreath, I mean. I'm going to flip it around. And let's add some foam behind our door to secure that. Let's make sure it's centered. Good deal. I don't know, just something, little things like this make a difference. Then I'll take this and tie a bow. And I just realized there's flowers in here. Right inside the wreath. Cute little dainty ones. I'm going to use that die and die cut out some more flowers. For the most part, our door is done. It's so cute. I'm going to go ahead and create my mat, my welcome mat, my Hoppy Day mat, by adding adhesive behind the gray and adding it to my white base. You can see the Hoppy Day just stands out. And then I have this darker gray piece, and this is what adds dimension to your welcome mat. Add that to the very bottom. And welcome mat is good. I'm going to put some foam adhesive behind this, so this is ready to go as well. Now let's build our flower. You can see I die cut out the dark and the light purple. We're going to flip over the light detailed purple flower center. I'm going to add adhesive. And then we're just going to layer these together. Before we add the glue, I'm going to use 2 of my purple Copic markers. I have BV00 and BV02. We're going to start with BV00. I'm going to add a little shading. Now that we have a little color, I'll go in with my BV02 and just add a little darker shade to the very bottom. And all I'm basically doing is writing a V. We just want to add a little color. And we're good to go. While I'm at it, I'm going to do a little shading with our green leaves. I'm going to bring in my YG03 and just add a little shading to one side. It's always nice to have a variant in color. Now we can bring in our glue and let's build a flower. Add a dot of glue on that circle, and then basically what you do is you layer the next one. You add a dot of glue. Layer the next one. Oops, isn't that so pretty? And then we're going to remove the release paper off of our flower center, and we'll just add that. And that layer adds one more layer of dimension. I don't know why that one's popping up here. There's a little overhanging, so I'm going to use my scissors. I'm going to chop that off. Just will make it look nicer. There we go. So there is this. Next, I already put a foam square behind my flower, and I'm going to use that to pick up the stem. And then we'll also add some small foam squares behind those leaves. Such a pretty flower. Now I'm going to set this aside upside down, and we're going to do a little more die cutting in a minute, but I am going to build our little bunny, which is so easy to put together. Let me show you. This is the little bunny. The nose pops out. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this around, and I'm going to add some glue behind the top and bottom of the eye and the top and bottom of the nose. And I'm going to add some small squares behind the eyes. And really, you could do any color you want. Just making sure I don't hit the nose. And then for the nose, we're going to add a couple more dots of glue. And then I'm going to take some white cardstock, and that same marker that we used to color in before we die cut, I'm going to add a little color to that. Flip it around, and then we'll add that behind our little bunny's face. And then I can add a foam square. For the body, very easy. We're going to go ahead and add our pink tummy, and then add some glue to our ears. And then we'll add our tummy to our body of our, kind of hard to see, of our little rabbit. And then take our ears that are pink, add those. Add a little glue to the very base of the arms. Then we can add our arms to our bunny. And isn't it so cute? Oh gosh, so adorable. Let's go ahead and set this guy aside. So all of our little elements are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and die cut out some small purple flowers with purple mist, and then take some white cardstock and die cut out some flowers with that as well. And then I also love this set. I'm going to go ahead and die cut out some clouds. This is the sun and clouds die set. There's real pretty debossed detail on here, those swirls. I'll do one big one and then two small ones. And our clouds are, and I went ahead and die cut out my sun. And I did a little shading with some of my oxide inks. I thought maybe, I'm not sure if I'll use that, but at least we have it just in case. Let's add some flowers to our wreath. Just add little dots of glue where you want them. Okay, I think that looks beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my, I had one more white one too. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my work surface. Okay, I have the Spellbinders embossing folder. This is the diagonal line Slimline, diagonal stripe Slimline. And I have a piece of cardstock. This is 3 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches. I'm going to go ahead and take this and run this through, and it embosses beautifully. We're going to start by adding, and then I have a piece of glacier cardstock. This is a 1 1/4 inch strip. We're going to add this to our card base all the way to the right. Any excess overhanging, of course, we're going to trim this off. And then now we can add our clouds. And I'm going to do a little cloud surgery here. I'm going to flip this over. My embossed panel, I'm going to add adhesive. And so far we're flat. I didn't do any layers, so I'm going to layer this right over all the way to the left. Maybe we'll scoot over this cloud a little bit. Trim off. Now we're going to go ahead and add our Hoppy Day mat. We're going to add this at the very bottom, and we're going to evenly space it from the left to the right on our white. And then we can remove the release paper off of our door, fancy door, and add that over our welcome mat, and it should be perfectly centered. I'm going to do a little surgery and move up this cloud and move up the sun. Sun's going down and I want it to be high noon. Let's move this up a little bit, and I think that was working out perfect. So cute. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable. Okay, let's add some gems to the center of these little flowers. And I'm finishing up adding my prism gems. These are the new ones too, to the purple flowers. So aura for the white, prism for the purple. And I think that looks just fabulous. That finishes off my card today, guys. There we go. I didn't remove the release paper. I guess that would help. But that is my project for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.